Hello there everyone, this is Mark 3 and welcome back to the giant stompy robot simulator, by which I mean of course MechWarrior Online. Today we're continuing on with our quick tour through the long range options, and in keeping with what was going on so far I have dragged a new mech out of the shed, a Cicada. I first ran into this guy in like MechWarrior 2 Mercenaries. It's like, ooh, a 40 tonner, let's strap some random energy weapons to that thing and then go out there, because I didn't appreciate the ballistic or missile options at that point. And then it's like, there's something heavier, I'll take that instead, because MechWarrior 2 didn't have a hard point limit system or things like that. So, yeah, it's kind of middle of the road, but it's always been like a kind of a flat but speedy mech. Cicada falls into the family of mechs that dare to dream that they too are light of foot and nimble. In short, it's a medium that tries to pretend it's a scout, with an oversized engine bay, powerful legs, and it tends to compromise its performance around its speed. Kind of like the Charger, but about half the weight. Anyway, yeah, Cicada. So, for this particular one, we're using a weapon system that I am not super familiar with, and that is the Gauss family. So there's my Gauss weapon there. And I've also pulled off a bit of a mix and match from recent videos as well. It's not just a new mech to me here. Let's get into the loadout, shall we? Right, what I settled on for this build is a Cicada-3M. It is powered by a XL270 engine. Anyone who's a dedicated Cicada pilot is probably going, what the heck, at this point here, because that is an underpowered engine. Yes, there is a reason for that. This mech is also built on an endo-steel chassis and retains double heat sinks to try and get some decent cooling going on. But this is where the mix and match comes in. This particular Cicada carries stealth armor and is fitted with a Guardian ECM suite. This mech has stealth options as well. Oh dear. Then in weapon banks we've got one primary weapon and one close range fallback. The fallback is a pair of small X-pulse lasers. Since I last really visited those and had a look at them, I came across some posts and things online. It's like, think of X-pulses as the energy version of a rack, and suddenly they made a lot more sense to me when thought of that way when I was trying to compare them to like the pulse and beam lasers. They're not quite the same thing, just like a rack is not quite the autocannons that are of the same caliber. So yeah, two small X-pulse lasers just in case up close. I should be able to fire those okay even while my stealth armor's on, but the primary weapon is a light Gauss rifle with 3 tons of ammunition for it. Technically 3.5 tons, because I've also got maximum ammunition storage quirk fitted to it, like, well, quirk skill, which is like an extra 4 shots per ton, so that's just over 3.5 tons in total. It was a bit of a pain trying to figure out what mech to bring on this, because I stumbled on this one. It's like, this one's got decent quirks on it, and it happens to have stealth, but because the stealth ECM slot is in the same place as the only ballistic mount on this mech, and the Cicadas are not known for their ballistic mounts in general, it was a compromise here, because I could have picked a standard Gauss rifle if I was willing to give up 2 slots and 3 tons, which in this case means basically drop the stealth armor, and I could fit a heavier Gauss rifle which does 50% more damage. Gauss rifle, the head clipper of the clan counter-attack. In Tukiyid, this is one of the few weapons that clan warriors openly feared, because it was one of the few in the inner sphere side that could actually just headshot a clan mech and reliably kill it. Sadly that needs accuracy, and not that accurate. Light Gauss only does 10, so it's basically an AC-10 with long range, very fast shot speed, and not a very obvious trail on it either, so it is more of a stealthy, longer range thing, but the range profile is identical to the base Gauss rifle. So yeah, I will mention other mechs I was considering for this as we go on, but yes, that Gauss rifle. total of 72 shots. That's a potential of 720 damage, but, well, compared to the treble ER laser I did in the last video, 10 damage versus, there you go, 27 per trigger pull, you know? That's the other thing, because the Gauss system is quite heavy and quite bulky for the actual damage output it does. And I was considering going as like multiple Gauss, and then that was pushing the weight of my mech up, and it was just like, can't really figure out much what to do there. Anyway, I'll get onto that after we get into the matches. So, this is my Cicada. It's going to walk around, it's going to make noises. Maybe it'll even be helpful, but I have no idea, because as is the case with all the new mechs I've been trying in recent videos, if it's my first time with it, I'll walk around in the testing ground trying to balance the loadout a bit, but I've not actually taken it into an actual match. So, yeah, maybe I'll swap out the X-Pulses for some ER meds or something. But I think we're going to be sticking with the light Gauss and stealth armor combination, because, well, that costs money to swap out. So, you know, it's an entire tech-based change, effectively, so it's not the easiest thing to do. Anyway, roll on match number 1.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
It is! That is a longbow.
Eliminate all enemies, no matter the cost.
Okay, sorry. Recently, a new supporter mech pack was added to the game, and it added the longbow, a outer rim assault mech, which is basically a massive long-range. Did he just burst fire and then overheat? What has he set himself up as? I don't know. But yeah, it's, you know, I like my lone boats, but longbow is one of the mechs that can do it.
The outer rim is on.
Anyway, Canyon Network. We are in Canyon Network. We are playing a skirmish. We are doing fun things.
Target spotted.
So let's talk about the Gauss situation. So basically, for this build, I didn't want to go into an assault, or ideally not even a heavyweight. So I was trying to poke like, how can I bring my damage level up? And
Target spotted.
I was setting on either getting a mech with some good quirks on it, or getting a mech which can mount multiple, and the multiple was proving to be extremely bad in terms of weight, as in like it just wasn't working very well. Let's engage my stealth armor so I can peek around without popping up on the radar. Just need to find something moving out there. I don't really see much. Okay, I'm going to keep moving. So, it's like, because it's getting so heavy, trying to get multiples in, I don't really want to go outside the medium brackets, really, not for a long-range mech, because it'll slow down a lot. At least that was my thought on it. I want to maintain some mobility. And I was looking at Wolverine, because that had some okay quirks, or the Bushwhacker could comfortably mount 2 light Gausses, or even standard Gausses if push came to shove. But it was suffering from the weight and the fact it doesn't actually have good quirks. Bushwhacker is one of those odd mechs that doesn't have very good quirks on half of its variants. My allies are finding people, I'm not. So it's like that kind of ruled out the dual Gauss option, because it's just like I wasn't finding anything that would really work for me. I think my ally here is Hags.
Target spotted.
Not that I'm really seeing anything.
Target spotted.
Gotta remember, I may have it on my right trigger, but my Gauss is actually on my left. As you can see, I'm struggling to aim it properly as well. got slightly glanced by a beam there. Stealth armor is still active though, so I'll
Target
disengage.
spotted.
Some stuff over there.
Getting a hard push.
Target acquired.
Hey, I hit something! Yay! I contributed!
Target spotted.
Now I can die happy.
Target spotted.
This is not going very well at all. Okay, right, let's move around a bit. Re-engage with stealth armor, so I'm a bit more protected. Yep. So, since duels wasn't really working, not without pushing me up into heavy
Target
chassis,
spotted.
I decided to go ahead and get a
Target spotted.
light mech,
Target spotted.
something with strong quirks. I was considering Panther for a while. That can do it quite well. It's even got ammo bonuses, which disappear kind of after you get out of the lower weight brackets. But in the end, sadly, I decided against that. I mean, even the Urban Mech didn't really have much.
Target spotted.
That low slung left mount is actually hurting me a fair bit.
25% of the enemies are eliminated.
Actually getting some decent shots in, kinda. So yeah, it's like Hunchback again, less quirks than this Cicada, ironically enough in some respects. Panther just didn't really have the weight, even with a light Gauss.
Target spotted.
And the Urban Mech also had the same problem. It's just like the Gauss rifle was just too heavy for it to readily take.
Don't get sloppy out there. Target spotted. Target spotted.
Hey, and actually destroyed a component. I knocked. That's his side torso, I think, that's gone. Actually, I don't think that was the arm.
Target spotted. We've almost got them all. Clean up the survivors.
Something died. That's bad. So yeah, that's why I wound up going in the middleweight. It was either this or like a Hunchback, really, for a single Gauss rifle. I decided this one. Though I also went into kind of like why I went with this, because this one has stealth armor. Hunchbacks don't have stealth armor.
Very nice feat.
That was actually not too bad. And while I was hanging back with the Gauss, well, once I got my eye and got used to where my weapon mount was, that was okay. Only 110 damage, so 11 shots connected. I should also mention, by the way, in skills, it's not just ammo I've got. I also got maximum cooldown bonus for my weapon as well. So this Gauss is firing literally as fast as it can on this mech. So, yeah. Anyway, that was not too bad once it got started. So, yeah. 5 assists, 110 damage in the end. Did knock out some components, but again, feeling the lack of punch from the light Gauss. Roll on match number 2.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
This is command. Eliminate all enemies, no matter the cost.
Okay, here we go. Match number 2. HPG Manifold. Once again, skirmish. I was considering swapping out the ECM and for a standard Gauss and downgrading to just small standard lasers. Just for that extra damage, there is the fact that sorry, my throat's just drying up. One moment. Excuse me. Alright. I was considering doing that, but well, let's lean further into the Gauss side of it. The ammo would have been cut more or less in half though as well, so that wouldn't have helped too much. You know, I'm actually going to swap my weapon and keys around to what I normally do, which is like, normally I have them based on where on the mech it is. And I'm going to engage my stealth armor and hide. Yeah,
Target
because
spotted.
I feel like if I'm going to be on the ridges on this one, I want to be less noticeable, so I do not want to be highlighted when the enemy's like looking for me. I was laying into that Fafnir.
Target spotted.
I was laying into that Fafnir, but I think like he didn't know where I was, which is part of why I was able to do that. But if I didn't have my stealth armor, I would have been highlighted very clearly to him, and as a result, it's just like, you know, that would not have helped. But since I was stealth, I could hide. Gauss doesn't really generate heat. That's one of its upsides of it. Wow, is this really a sniper versus sniper? I think it might be.
Target spotted.
Oh, yep, he realised where I was. So there you go. He's the first one to actually turn fire back on me. Oh, that was a miss. Unfortunately, he was moving a bit too quickly, and I'm not that good at leading my shots to the range. So this is quite unusual in my experience. No, a bit too low.
Target spotted.
Is that a longbow over there? I think it is. And my sensitivity, I remember I did a few episodes back turn down my mouse sensitivity, but apparently not enough. Yep, that one is shooting at me, right. So, right, other trade-offs. It's like, I wanted some kind of backup weaponry for the Gauss just because I'm not confident with the Gauss. Wasn't quite able to correct enough for that one. So that's why I got like the X-pulses just in case as a backup. I didn't want to try to rely on my Gauss in kind of like... Yep, I think he's going for me again. Just hide. We might be moving out of the sniper range now in terms of gameplay.
Target spotted.
Further ahead. So that's why I wanted something a bit better. Though I have said in the past, like in old streams I think way back when, that one of my weapon systems, which I admitted I would probably be bad at using, but one that I do like in concept really is the Hollander series, which is... I think the game is actually in a time frame now where it could be fielded, but it's a 45-ton medium, the Hollander 2, and it's basically effectively an urban mech, medium range, and built around having an inner sphere Gauss rifle as its thing. Miss.
Target spotted.
And I thought I was falling for him. That's one drawback of being scoped in like this. Oh, hi. Yep, just punch that light for a moment.
Target spotted. We're experiencing some losses. Don't get sloppy out there. 25% of the enemies are
Yeah,
eliminated.
this isn't going too bad at all. I'm just sitting back and snoozing at people. Unfortunately, I'm having to concentrate a bit trying to find people too, so it's like... I think they're mostly dropping down off the ridges now, so it's like... Yeah, but because I've got my stealth armor and I'm not building any heat, it's just like I'm sitting back just going, hi, plink. Hi, plink. Oh, how are you doing? Plink. I have 10 damage here, there, and everywhere. And while I do long for the extra damage of the extra damage of like a proper Gauss, like a standard Gauss rifle, it's like I know my ammo reserves wouldn't hold out too well, and I'd be paying for it in other ways. Oh, okay, someone's paying attention to me now. I think it was...
Hostile force. We can't lose any more soldiers.
New target acquired.
Yeah, something... Yeah, I got hit by something knocked out my stealth, so... Re-engaging that. I'm just finding it quite interesting that I've been able to sit here.
Losses. We need you to pull through.
Though that said, I am well aware I do not have the firepower to carry this by myself. Not especially. I'm not fast enough. I don't have much DPS. It's just like... Yeah. I think someone's taking pot shots at me. Yep. Hi. Already, that's one of the other drawbacks of the Cicada. It's like it's doesn't have that good in terms of armor plating either. I really meant it when it said it leans into the whole gotta be fast side of it. So, another fun fact, my torso is actually max armor as far as Cicada goes, but Cicada does not go very far in terms of max armor, so it's just like, yeah. And now the entire enemy team is hunting for me. I am the annoying guy who lingers around at the end of the match, and they try to hunt me down. So this is how it feels. They're just trying to find me. I feel so kind of dirty doing this, actually. Oopsie-daisy. Right. Ah, boo. Yep, there's a Raven on me now, so odds are they're going to start closing the noose pretty quick. My armor is, as you can see, it's like barely holding together now. And there's no way I can outrun a Raven. I'm just not that fast anymore. If I had a full-size engine, maybe, but then I wouldn't have the Gauss rifle, so it's just like, yeah. Okay, there's something very close to me. There it is.
Incoming missile.
Yep, he managed to paint me enough to get some missiles on me.
Warning, incoming missile. Warning, incoming missile.
Come here.
Warning, incoming
See, they
missile.
really want me. Oh, he's planted a narc on me even.
New target acquired. Warning, incoming missile. Left leg critical damage. Center turret.
Come in.
See?
Can anyone read?
Well, I'm impressed I was the last one there, but it's like, how effective was I, really? I know I was annoying them, but I just didn't have that much firepower, I felt like. 270 dealt, 231 taken, 2 kill assists. I hit a lot more than that, but it's like, yeah. I feel like I'm just not hitting hard enough. But if I didn't have stealth, I would have been hunted down a lot more quickly. Even before I was the last one alive. If I had stealth, didn't have stealth, I'd have been attacked a lot more than there was. So, for completeness, I'll tear out the ECM system. I won't swap out the stealth armor, but I'll tear out the ECM and I'll fit a Gauss for this third match. Just see how that feels compared to having a light Gauss plus stealth. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Slightly tweaked. 20 per ton light Gauss is now 12 per ton of standard Gauss ammo. I do have an extra ton in there as well. So that is now 4 tons Plus, again, just over like half a ton's worth extra from the bonus. So yeah, 4 tons plus a bit. Standard Gauss is in. ECM Suite is out. X-Pulse lasers downgraded to ER small beam lasers. 200,000 C-bills spent because, unfortunately, I couldn't send it in with the stealth armor without an ECM suite because that was a loadout error, so the stealth armor would have been non-functional. So I had to spend 100,000 just to tear off the stealth armor. So you know what? Installing ferrofibers turns out to be another 100,000. Just swap it. So instead we've got ferrofibers. That is like responsible for like half a ton of the extra ammo and a little bit of extra armor on the legs. I have also downgraded from a 270 to a 250 engine, which has dropped our top speed from 108 to 101. So we're a little bit slower. We've lost our stealth, but we do have a harder hitting main gun. Then we've also lost some of our potential close range capability as well. Though, as you saw in that last match, like honestly, the X-Pulses was enough to make the Raven hesitant to engage me head on. But it was another story once a Shadow Cat stepped in as well, and it was able to get a narc on me, which actually I'm not sure. I don't remember if a narc cuts through an ECM or not. I keep forgetting because I just don't use narcs. I think it does get through an ECM effect, which is why they were able to lock onto me while my armor was still active. But yeah, there we go. Anyway. I'm not too sure. I know I read about that in the stealth section a few episodes back, but that's, yeah. I just don't use the system. Anyway, right. Here we go. Alternate configuration, this time with a more powerful main gun. Roll on match number 3.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Fleet Command, coming in. Capture the target area and engage any hostiles.
Okay, here we go. Rublet Oasis. Domination. Which means I'm going to be hanging on back on a cliff, peeking, and probably going to get shot at a lot, so I wish I had my stealth armor. Stealth armor spoils me a bit, I think. Being able to say no to being targeted reliably at distance is actually quite powerful. Anyway, as we already know, the range bracket for the standard Gauss is the same as my other one. It's just I have to be aware that what was that? I have to be aware that I can't. Well, I wasn't immune to being visually targeted, but I can now be picked up with long-range sensors as well. I think that's something I wanted to say a little bit earlier, actually. So far, these long-range builds, I've been tuning them for like super range, like, oh wow, hit you from across the map. But the fact is, most of the fighting doesn't actually take place in these ranges. I mean, that's why other builds are viable end of the day, because see, he noticed me straight away.
Target spotted.
If I'd had my stealth armor, those guys wouldn't have probably have not
spotted.
known I was there until they started taking knocks.
Need assistance.
There isn't much of a muzzle flash. Oh, yep, see, again, already been targeted. Again, and I can see that guy over there quite easily. Missing my stealth armor. Ooh, that was a hit. That made him hide real quick. But yeah, the stealth armor was jamming up my sensors as well, but I stand out like a sore thumb if I'm within sensor range of their stuff. Oh, was there stuff down there?
Hey, don't peek.
I'm somewhat concerned by the array of my forces and the fact that I think I'm alone on this ridge up here.
Hey guys,
New
pull
target
back. Pull
acquired.
off the hill. We want them to come to us. Don't go to them. Oh, never mind. Just gotta stay in the fucking objective.
Yeah, see, the moment I peeked out, they knew I was there and started
They're
turning
pushing
towards
from
me.
the right? Okay. Look behind you.
I don't think I want to be there anymore, so I'm going to rearrange slightly. Oh, and there you go. Again, someone just like noticed me immediately across the map. It's like, yeah. I'm not even getting the chance to spend my extra tonnage of ammo, honestly. I'm really not. Oh! I think that was a headshot. I did mention the standard Gauss is a head clipper, so you know. And there you go. See, the moment I poke out from cover, it's like, oh, yes, there's a red target there. Shoot it.
New target acquired.
Yeah, I missed myself out of usually. There wasn't a lot that was going to happen there once the rest of my forces started dropping, so that's like, I feel like this build is a bit compromised. By the Gauss rifle, ironically, ignore that headshot I got. That was just like blind luck on my part. I'm not that good, I told you earlier. And there was apparently some chat there, but I didn't know what that was. I don't know. I have to get the keys. SRM running. Okay, so matches with the Gauss rifle. It's I liked being able to sneak with the stealth. I kind of regret that I didn't manage to find a pairing between a standard Gauss and a stealth. But still not my preferred weapon, if I'm going to be honest. The slow firing nature of it is kind of what makes it a bit worse for me. Like, I have to charge it up and let it go, and it's like, historically I've had a bit of trouble with that kind of weapon system, honestly. Wind it up, let it go, wind it up, let it go. It's a slower, more deliberate pace, rather than like being able to tap one off semi-auto as required. I think I'm not going to really try to get into Gauss rifles more than I have been. Just because I feel like I've not found a good build for them, and I'm not in a good space for using them. I mean, I can understand why they're good. There are times I've used heavy Gauss in the past as well, but it's like, if I could pair a standard Gauss with stealth armor so I can hand back and not be noticed while I try and plink away with it, yeah, I can see myself doing that, but I don't really want to bring it into the fray, you know? Like, have it as a main weapon component. It's not quite my thing. Don't get me wrong, it can do some work. I just suspect I'm not using it quite properly. I need to use it with accuracy, and I don't have that much accuracy. Maybe if even if I reduce the amount of sensitivity, I would have to learn where the head bracket is on all the mechs and things. Like, I think on this Cicada here, I think the head is that window in the front there. So yeah, it's like that. To get a headshot, you literally have to hit the right place with the weapon. So yeah, I don't think the Gauss family is quite for me in terms of general gameplay. But anyway, that's been a quick look at that one. So that's that one off the list. What do we have left? We've tried the autocannons, we've tried the missiles, we've done the Gauss rifles, we've done the ER lasers. I think the only one left that I recall offhand is actually the ERPPCs. So yeah, next long-range video is going to be the ERPPCs. Another one that I kind of struggle with, if I'm actually going to be honest with you. And unlike the Gauss, it's got a slower travel speed too. Oh well. Anyway, this has been Iron Mark 3. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me struggle with the Gauss weapon system. Feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe. All that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, gives me those virtual headbats I oh so crave. And I'll catch you all some other time. Next MechWarrior Online is most likely going to be me playing with the particle cannons. So yeah, see you all later.